Okay, today we're gonna winterize our Cougar, and in this particular model we have the water heater, and then the wet bay where most of all the connections are. So this may look a little different as yours, and then once we get this set up, we'll go inside and show what the process is to draw antifreeze. I like to keep my water heater empty. Most cases when we get back from a trip, I'll go ahead and empty it. I don't necessarily like water sitting in it all the time. So I've installed just a ball valve to let me empty it. And so I'm going to do that before we start winterizing. I'm going to open up the pressure valve, open up the ball valve first, and then the pressure valve just to allow water to drain out of the water. The debate is whether or not to use air pressure or antifreeze. Sometimes I do use air pressure just to empty the water lines if the weather's gonna get cold or below freezing and we're not finished camping for the season. I like to use antifreeze because I can draw the antifreeze in the pump and into all the faucets to where all the gaskets just can't dry out because there's liquid in there. This is just a hose that I made up. Instead of using the plastic coil hose, it's just easier for me. So this is just a custom for this faucet up here, because we're going to turn this on and make sure that this faucet has antifreeze in it as well. So in the Cougar, we have an RLS 316 by Keystone. And the wet bay has all the winterizing functions in it. So we have the Winterize on and off, the water heater bypass, and then our Winterize connection right here. This is our city water connection and our black tank flush that's already been done. But what this does, this Winterize is a three-way ball valve, and when I turn it to on, it cuts the water supply from the freshwater tank to this draw right here. And I created this hose so that I can just plug this little hose without one end into the Winterize. Okay, so what this hose is going to do is it's going to go into our antifreeze jugs, and by doing it this way, the water pump is going to draw from this inlet instead of the freshwater tank. So that's what this valve is doing. This other valve, which is the hot, you want to make sure you bypass the water heater, because you don't want antifreeze going in the water heater. On our Cougar, I can connect to the in-command system, and I can turn the water pump. So I've got the hose into my antifreeze bottle, and when I turn on the water pump, it's gonna start drawing antifreeze out of my jug. And the first place that I'm gonna start is right here and turning on this faucet. So all you wanna do is just turn on the faucet until the water coming out starts showing pink. Okay, it's pink. Now I'm going to do the hot water side for the same. Okay, it's all pink. So now I know that I've got antifreeze going to through this faucet. And so now we need to go in and turn on all the other faucets. We're at the kitchen sink, which is in this fifth wheel. It's the furthest away from the wet bay. And by turning on the faucet, what I want to do also is to make sure that each drain in this double sink has some antifreeze in the trap, so that the water doesn't freeze in the trap. So I'm going to start with the cold water, and I'm just going to turn on the water until I get pink coming out of the faucet. And because it's the furthest away, it'll take longer. So now I have pink coming out, and I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to switch to the cold water side and wait till it turns pink, which should be. So this is filling both the hot and the cold water lines coming to the kitchen sink. And now I'm pink. Now I've got antifreeze in the faucet and antifreeze in both of the traps in this sink. So in the bathroom, I start with a shower because this will be the second from the kitchen. And I usually pull the shower head off just to not get antifreeze everywhere. And I'm going to turn on the hot water side. And this won't take as long to do. So it's pink, and the cold water side. Okay, and I got pink. So now I've got antifreeze in that trap, and then all I have to do is keep going around in the bathroom. So our toilet, I'm just gonna stand on the, until I start seeing pink. And I wanna make sure that there's a little bit of antifreeze in the bottom of the bowl, just to make sure that that seal doesn't dry up. And then I'm gonna go to each sink. We have 2 sinks. So hot water side, pink, cold water side, and I need to switch antifreeze bottles. I just switched bottles, so I've already used a gallon, and in this this Cougar, 2 gallons is enough when you do it this way. So just to make sure that I'm good, the cold water side, and because my water pump has got to catch up after switching a bottle. So I've got pink flowing. I can see it go running into the drain. And wonder why my water pump. So again, I've got pink already. And the hot water side. And I've got pink. So once you do the furthest away, everything goes really fast, really quick when you're pumping that antifreeze in the lines, because antifreeze already is in the main water lines. Now in this Cougar, it is equipped with a washer dryer cold and hot water line in the bedroom, but I have disconnected those water lines just because we don't have a washer dryer. So we have 2 more locations. These are the 2 gravity drain locations, and I like to just make sure that we've got a little pink coming out of there, just to make sure that those lines are also have antifreeze in them. Now that we've got antifreeze in all the faucets and all the pipes, I can just disconnect everything and we're good to go. It looks like, because the level is about right here, so it looks like maybe 2 full gallons that it took without the washer dryer 2 lines running up there. And I would say that the ball valves in the washer dryer hookup are all nylon or plastic, so there's no rubber gaskets to dry up. That's why I'm not too worried about those going bad. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll try to have more helpful tips